A parent who is unwilling to accept that the context that he or she is raising his or her children in is different to the context that they may have come from, back home or any other place. It's a new context. Back in the days, the use of the stick featured very heavily in the educational process, whether it's at home, or whether it's in a family gathering, or whether it is in school. Now, for us, in our generation, perhaps this is quite strange to hear. If you speak to maybe Gen Z, what stick are you talking about? We haven't seen those things. You're talking about the selfie stick, for example. No, this is a different stick. Selfie stick is about capturing your smile. The stick I'm talking about is about erasing your smile. That's a bygone era. It's a completely foreign concept, and it will not work, and it will be seen as an extreme form of abuse. Today, unlike yesterday, we live in an ultra-sensitive culture. How dare you even assume that you can raise your voice now when you're a kid? Anything you may say, or a frown, or a cold shoulder, there will be something that they will put on you in terms of a label. There's going to be certain norms that are different to what you are used to. You chose to raise your children, and so did I, here in the West. The West, they grew up here, they studied nursery, primary, secondary, college, university. Their friends are from here, the football they watch is from here, the food that they eat is from here. You can't therefore assume that somehow they're going to be just as emotionally connected and invested to all of the customs that you have come from, because that's not their paradigm, that's not their experience. The expectation that I, as a father, as an Arab, I'll speak about me to not cause offense, as a Palestinian, I may have a particular expectation of my child who is sat at the back that you should be a doctor or an engineer or a lawyer, because that's how things work in Palestine. That's the epitome of success. I cannot have that same expectation here. He may wish to do something else within the parameters of what Allah Almighty has permitted. There needs to be some fluidity here. We can't be as rigid. For the age in which I expect my child to marry and the age where they think is acceptable to marry, there needs to be some give and take, because it's a different context. Or the expectation of my eldest son that he needs to live with me when he marries, otherwise he is some sort of rebel. There needs to be some give and take. Or there is an expectation of my daughter-in-law that she needs to run around the house as though she was perhaps a maid without a salary. May have been okay in certain settings, but is that the setting here? That's for you to think about. So it is absolutely of the essence to not neglect the context. Be aware that you are in a setting and you need to be up to scratch with what is happening here and how your children think, and wherever possible to accommodate. And realize there will be some battles that you will need to lose as a parent in order to win the war. If you insist on winning every single battle with your daughter or son, rest assured you probably will win most of them. But when it comes to the war, when you want to preserve their identity, you want them to be practicing Muslims, confident in their religion, proud believers in Allah Almighty, that you may lose because you were so focused about winning on all of these small fronts, and to make those small gains, when it mattered most, they slipped through the net.